I believe that sustainable progress of any country is possible if it has really good universities which are research driven and innovation is the hallmark of their system. Because to get richer or to get prosperous, there are 4 ways to achieve prosperity. One which was adopted by Europeans hundreds of years ago. They ruled many countries and colonized, and some may like, may not like, but colonial loot or exploitation, colonial exploitation was one way of becoming rich. But now that option is not available, that is not good also. The second option is the natural bounty as we find in Middle East. Anywhere you dig and you can have oil. And that prospered them too much when they became, as they formed OPEC and made nationalize the whole oil industry. They became prosperous. But that's natural bounty. You can't ask for natural bounty because it is there by nature. But as we are changing, and what will be the role of fossil fuel in next few years, we don't know. So the Middle East also preparing itself for a new world without fossil fuel, and they will have to live on their other means. The third way is what India and China did last 30 years. It was adaptation, reverse engineering, and cost competitiveness, basically based on lower cost, lower labor cost. So we built and we became new emerging economy. China went much ahead of us. But these two countries showed that way of prosperity with adaptation and reverse engineering and low cost and becoming more cost competitive, and they ruled the world. But what is sustainable? Sustainable way of prosperity comes through innovations. And where innovations happen? India was once upon a time 1/3 of the world trade history, 1/4 of the world GDP. I was just tracing why it was happening, because that time we had Nalandas, Takshashilas and Vikramshilas, the best of the universities of the world. If that time, if we would have been, there would have been a QS or Times ranking, international ranking. Our universities would have been the first, second, third and 10th. All best universities were Indian universities. So my thesis is that those countries prosper on sustainable basis which has best of the universities. We have good universities, but we want to make best because we have got the best prime minister. So we decided that we will have 20 world-class universities, 10 in private, 10 in public sector with full autonomy. There is nothing that government will do. But government will help, because universities cannot be built like an industry with your own capital. Even in industry you have public IPOs. So here government will be your partner, but partner only for contribution. For running it successfully and making it world class will be the educationist job, and will give that full freedom and autonomy for such world class universities. That's the way we want to take for improving the higher education scenario. This government, we came up with one wonderful important initiative called Uchchatar Avishkar Yojana, UAY. We talk of industry and academia interaction, but this is first scheme where that has been concretized. More than specific industry innovation requirements have come in form of their customized request. More than 100 have been approved. And we have They have contributed 25% of the project cost, industry. 75% we are contributing. And IIT students and IIT faculties teams are formed. And they are, now each team will work with each demand, and they will come out one problem and they will come out with newer solutions. And when they come out with newer solutions, it's a shared, like foreign universities have that sharing arrangement with industries. If they come out with innovation, they do it. And so this is the real hands-on thing which has started on Indian campuses for the first time in a very systematic way. We have also established, and Zunjunwala is here, and many people know who know the IIT campuses, incubation centers and startup facility. We have allowed startup facility from the hostel room, and more than 30 startups have started. So this is innovation which is being permitted and actually incentivized, because otherwise our bureaucratic controls are so many. You can't do this in hostel, you can't do this in hostel, you can't do this hostel. No, you can do anything good thing. So that's what we are going ahead with. We have also come with one wonderful initiative called IMPRINT. That is, we have asked for good research projects from the fraternity, students as well as ex-students and professionals, scientists, junior scientists, young scientists, and more than 2,000 proposals we received, out of which now 400 have been finalized. We are going to pay 1,200 crore rupees. We are financing fully the project. Small project is 20 lakh rupees. The biggest project is 20 crore rupees. Now the third initiative, which is more important, is HEFA, Higher Education Finance Agency. Government in this budget has announced 1,000 crore rupees for this initiative, HEFA, Higher Education Finance, and a partner bank, public sector bank will be our partner, and they will provide also 1,000 crore rupees equity. With the 2,000 crore equity, we'll use debt instrument and go into the market and raise 20,000 crore rupees, which will be put to the use in next 3 years. This will be because budget can't give that much money. And they'll focus of 20,000 crore rupees, not to build roads, not to build swimming tanks in universities and other things, gardens and these things. No, it is only basically for research infrastructure, to improve the existing infrastructure and to build new research infrastructure. That is good labs, that is what we lack. And that is what we want to build through this 20,000 crore tremendous push, finance push in a higher education level. Then we are already successfully running for the last 2 years a GAN program, because I believe now education is a global phenomena. You can't remain aloof. You have to have more constructive engagement with all universities. And in constructive engagements, this GAN program is the foreign faculties are coming to Indian universities and colleges, stay here for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and they are conducting a course, and that has become popular, and we are recording also. So it becomes a permanent asset, and we are paying good fees, and people are also coming with love for India, because they get tremendous good students to teach, and it is relayed also. So 200 faculties last year have come and conducted the courses very successfully. It's a very good exchange. This year we have already approved 600 such faculty programs in India. Foreign faculties are coming and giving. That thing, I think, is a big initiative. We are also now finalizing the contours of a new scheme, new initiative called GREEN. That GREEN is not GREEN, because that was my earlier ministry. This is GRIN, Global Research Interactive Network. So in GREEN, what we are saying is that the best of the talent don't do research in India because they don't have they don't have research infrastructure, quality research infrastructure. They don't get scholarships. And therefore, best of the best brains are attracted to the foreign universities because they provide both. Good labs, good working opportunity, good working environment, and more importantly, good scholarships also. In India, there are two streams. One is parents sending their children for undergraduate training, many times for prestige, spending $2 billion. That's one stream. I am talking about those 5,000 whom American universities and best of the best universities give full scholarships, give much money and give full freedom and all infrastructure for research. Because they come out with innovation. They are the final product of your scheme. So under the green, we are already through HEFA, we will create good infrastructure, research infrastructure, so the facilities will be available here. And they will also be, we will tie up with foreign-based labs. We will pay those labs. Government will pay. And the student, for his project of PhD, part of it, he will do in that lab. And will come back again. He is registered here, he will complete his PhD here. But he will get good labs, access to good labs there also. And finally, we are going to expand PM scholarship, merit scholarship for such best of the best brains to conduct their research and continue their higher education studies and research. A good amount of scholarship. Means if I say 1 lakh rupees per month, still it depends. Actually, it will be like that, and it can be even much more if whatever is required. We will do it because we believe that such best brains only produce innovation. And innovation is what takes you to the next level. We have already launched national ranking. How much time I will say that I am ranking 700 in world ranking? So we have started our own national ranking, and that's a robust mechanism. Even in world ranking, I could find out that there is a perception, weightage for perception also. And that weightage of perception, our good institutes, IITs and IIMs, cannot address that perception issue. Even Hillary could not. So how to address those perception issues? We are now thinking very scientifically and taking everybody along to address that perception issue. We have 27 million Indian diaspora, and we have best of the best brains working in best teams and companies elsewhere. They have good friend circles there. We can, if we tie up all this together, we can influence. And with GAN and everything, professors from all over the world are coming here. They are watching how India is progressing, what is the potential. They will also now be part of that strategy. So all this is working. So we have started our own national ranking. And let me announce one policy thing here. Now, earlier it was only NAC ranking. That was the base, A, B, C. But our institutes are also very genuine, means competitive or clever. So, then many institutions who were C became A. So, but that's a different story. Now we will have national ranking framework status of the institute and the NAC ranking. Both will be given weightage, and based on that, good institutes, average institutes and bad institutes. So good institutes will have nearly full autonomy. The average institutes will have 50% regulation and 50% autonomy, and bad will have 90% regulation and 10% autonomy. That is the way we want to go ahead.